Oh my
And this is why we
God.
can't hold an intervention.
You're not broadcasting
They
the
can hear you
intervention,
now.
Ilea.
They can hear you
What
now.
interventions have you been to?
Oh my god.
I
Hey,
thought
Jody,
I
we
need
just
to make
wanted
a
to let
call.
you know
I
that
thought
just
that was an
everybody here
intervention.
really loves you. And you can't hear us?
you
We'll get Chax to
imagine?
sign for us.
I love how they're
Can you
hearing you say all
imagine
this and
how-
to have no context because they didn't hear anything
How
you said.
terrible.
This show is a well-oiled machine.
How terrible would it be if someone was like live streaming and like what?
No, that would be absolutely shitty.
Oh
That
my god.
100%.
Who plans an intervention and like just sets up the cameras?
Like
Ugh.
we're gonna have an intervention for our good friend Alex,
You know what?
and
There
it's
are-
sponsored by.
There are
Help.
absolutely
Sponsored by MailChimp.
horrible. There are
MailChimp.
horrible
Better email.
influencers who have probably done
Sponsored
this.
by Raid Shadow Legends.
Are, and I just
I'd like to be clear, neither MailChimp nor Raid Shadow Legends sponsors this stream.
Nor will
Nor
they
BetterHelp.
ever.
We got an offer from Raid, just like
Did
every
we?
other streamer
Well,
on
of
the
course
a
planet.
couple Yeah, we've gotten a couple offers from Raid.
Oh, that is hilarious. Hi, everybody. I had a really cool, witty intro, but due to technical difficulties,
The funny thing about this is that the reason this always happens is because Windows updates my audio drivers,
Mhm.
just like Kiri had to deal with right before
I love
stream.
this.
And if it happens in the time between realms, I like boot up realms scenes and I'm too tired to notice that the audio isn't coming through. And then
I have had
We're here.
hours of my Wednesday night D&D games because no one actually watches what I stream, that I will realize, an hour and a half into a 2-hour long game that they have only been hearing my audio. And so, yeah, I would be
I think
reacting
I showed
to
up
people
once when that
looking-
happened.
Yeah.
Choose your own adventure thing where they can play along. You're the DM. They're like, what would I do? Why does the DM not seem to understand what I'm doing? This is weird.
Oh, do it like Dora the Explorer.
Can you say map
Oh my god.
louder?
And you roll for initiative?
Fucking
Very
map.
good.
This is now a YouTube video I want to see, but I hate that I want to see it.
I think a YouTube video is too long. Let's just make a TikTok joke.
Don't. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Doing
expect to see. I expect to be
He's
on your
doing it.
TikTok later and see that joke.
Yes.
So sorry, Elias, but also
You're
in
not.
a more truer, honest way. I'm not.
Yeah.
I only
Dora.
follow Elias
We had
and
no doubt
Carrie
that
on
you
TikTok.
were sorry.
Dungeons and Dora. Yeah.
If you're
Yes.
if you're not watching Kiri on TikTok,
Oh.
you need to fix that now.
I don't watch anyone
an
on
order.
TikTok, Alex.
Lies.
If
You
you're not
are-
following Elias on
Okay.
TikTok,
Alright.
I do
I
so
do
to
go
upset
Elias,
him.
yes, do that.
I-
And then also follow
All right.
me
Carrie
at Let's Play.
posted a picture of one of her cats recently, and somebody that I obviously watches her TikToks wrote out dialogue for Calcifer in the kind of voice that Curie uses. It was amazing.
Oh my
Wait,
god, that's
where was
amazing.
this?
It was on Facebook.
I'm gonna use the
I
restroom real
can't
quick. I'll
remember
be
what
right
it
back.
was, but
Huh. Was it the? Oh, it couldn't have been a Sophie
forgot
picture. I love that
about
picture so
Facebook.
much.
I
Anyway,
did
so,
appreciate how when
announcements.
everyone was talking on the internet about where to
it
go
might have been Imp.
when-
That makes sense if it was Imp.
But you can't really see.
Yeah, Imp, send it to Kiri.
He did. He posted it on Curie's Facebook post.
Dude,
Okay.
the notification stuff on that freaking
Yeah.
dying app is.
They're horrible.
Calcifer on top of the cabinet.
Yes,
I know exactly
yes.
what you're talking about.
Mhm. Anyone playing Scarlet or Violet and enjoying all of the glitches?
Constantly.
Anyone
I,
enjoying the fact Nintendo says that its customer service hasn't heard anything about any glitches?
Good thing Nintendo
I-
doesn't make Pokemon.
At least they're not saying this is operating as intended. It's
Yeah.
a feature, not a bug.
Well, they said something about not intending to do a patch anytime soon. And they are actually issuing refunds to people.
Yeah, I saw they're
Why
issuing
would-
refunds.
Why would we listen to Nintendo support about this when they don't make the game?
Oh yeah, I mean,
Because everybody blames Nintendo for anything on the Switch, and for quite a few things off of the Switch.
That's
Everything
true.
is Nintendo's fault. But let's be perfectly
I
honest.
blame them for
Nin-
all my Skyrim glitches.
They're responsible for everything, unfortunately, including this stream on some level, because if they'd never made Realms of the Wild, where would we be? Not Realms.
They
Breath
didn't
of the Wild.
make
Breath.
Realms of the Wild.
I'm tired.
I watched a Skidoo
Yes!
walk into a mountain, but it was walking on air. And it was just continuously, and it was for a good minute, and then it just fell out of the
I
sky.
haven't had too
I've-
many glitches, but I have had like 4 crashes.
I've had one crash so far.
I've been lucky. I've not had any crashes, but I did try adjusting my camera in battle just before I threw a Pokeball, and the world
Oh
disappeared
yeah,
for about a
Yeah.
minute.
That's I've had that's true. I've had my fair share of camera glitches.
Yeah,
They're,
battling in caves, and you can now see outside the cave.
even just
That's fun.
entering a door.
Yeah.
That's fun.
It's despite its really poor performance and all the glitches, it's a fun game. Like, I've had fun playing it.
I understand that I'm part of the problem, that I paid for 2 copies of the game and I'm enjoying
Hi.
it despite everything, but
I have my little ghost sword that looks like a Digimon. I'm
Digimon.
happy. I even have an icon for my Switch account that has my little
Ghost
Cerulege. The violet version of Charcadet, his evolution.
Okay.
It's Ghost Fire,
I
and he
was
has
like,
swords for arms.
Tony's in his
Yeah,
enemies
I'm
game
excited
now.
for the Ghost Fire. What I was most excited for is I have a Graphite.
A what?
I don't
Oh,
understand this
that's a
conversation
Pokemon.
anymore.
Yeah, upgrade
Graphite
of.
is a Pokemon based
I'm still
on
remembering
the real,
all the new Pokemon names.
It's based off the real lemur, the Ii, which has an extended middle finger for finding grubs, but the local people of Madagascar, where all lemurs are found, of course, had a legend that if it pointed its middle finger at you, you were like doomed for death, basically. So it is, most people consider it ugly. I think it's the cutest thing ever, and they turned it into a poison Pokemon, and I love it, and I have it, and I'm so happy.
It's incredibly ugly.
Is it condemning people to be grubs? I don't.
I-
you.
Yeah, I don't, it's just like a really bad omen, apparently.
I don't know. Maybe it's like, I want to hug you, and you're like, yeah, come cuddle me.
I just point my middle finger back at them, like, you know.
It's literally
So
designed to-
anyway,
Yes, Imp,
I'm
there is
thinking
a
of-
creature designed to flip the bird. And in the game, when you fight against a Graphite, it kind of looks like it's giving you a double bird in its like intro animation.
Here
I'm thinking
for
of
it.
getting merch created, which is just a shirt that says "So anyway." ... So anyway,
Yes.
do we have announcements for ZU? Anything cool happening at ZU?
Let's do an Alex check. Oh, he's gone. Okay. Well,
Cool.
yes,
So our
I think
media director-
the final episode of the Wind Waker remastered English dub, something like that, is happening this coming week.
Cool.
I don't think there's any dubs planned after that, so watch that one. Keep up support for the Twilight Princess manga dub, and I think that's it.
I have an announcement, and it
For
relates
ZU.
to games.
Does it involve us taking over some of your classwork?
No.
Okay.
So as some of you may have known, I was the grad student representative for the Game Studies Division of the National Communication Association. My tenure was 1 year, so that is now up. NCA was just last week in New Orleans. But I have now been elected the vice chair elect, which means that in a few years I will be the chair of the Game Studies Division.
Wow!
that's amazing.
Congratulations!
Wait, what just happened?
I barely
I missed
understood
it.
that, but it sounds very
Ilea is
great.
taking over the world one game studies course at a time.
Did
And
you just get
I'm
another course?
no, I am
Been
the vice.
nominated for some cool shit.
Yes, I'm the vice chair elect. What that means is I will handle putting in our pre-conference proposal for the next conference for this year. Then I'll become the vice chair and do everything that the vice chair does, which is program planning. Then I'll become the chair, and then I'll be the outgoing chair. So it's this like
let's
whole thing.
go.
Yeah.
Good shit.
So you're going to be a lot of different kinds of furniture, is what I'm hearing.
It's
Yes.
it's a lot of musical chairs in a professional
What's your
sense.
favorite
The Ottoman
chair?
Empire, which surprisingly made of furniture.
But I'm also really excited because the game studies division is devoted to like diversity and equity and inclusion, and all of the
Yay.
incoming people are AFAB, and most of them are women of color. So I'm like very
I'm so
excited.
freaking proud of you. Like, you just
Yay.
become more and more
Hooray.
badass as we've known you, and you're just doing the coolest shit.
Very,
Yay.
very cool. And Lykios, Ilea does not need actual lab rats because we are her experiments.
In fact, as someone in the gaming community, you too, Lykios, are also one of Ilea's lab reps.
By
Yeah.
being here, you are one of them.
I never signed
This-
a waiver for this.
You don't have to.
no.
You just play a game.
This is publicly streamed, which means it's IRB exempt.
Don't even know what that means.
You do
It
not
means
have
you got
a,
no ground to stand on, fool.
You do not have an
Yay.
expectation of privacy, and therefore,
Therefore, Ilea can take. I will, in general, ask for permission from people to publish their actual names, but for the most part, especially if I'm doing research that involves marginalized populations or something that has to do with a like sensitive subject, I will anonymize anything that I take.
very, very cool.
I'm not
But
very
not
marginalized,
Elias.
but you can always
Elias,
use my real name.
yeah, Elias will always appear as a real person in all my work, just as a standard.
Elias is the control group. He is just our permanent control.
Baseline
Everything-
gamer
Your
Elias
peers are going to be
Thompson.
like, we've noticed in a lot of your research papers, you have a test subject who seems to have the same name. Is that the same person?
It's like, as you know, we like to do longitudinal studies whenever we can, go back to previous groups we've worked with, and therefore I want to keep the same name for these people. Yep.
One of these days, I'm gonna covertly sit in Ilea's classes where she just talks about me and stuff, and I'm just gonna be like, oh, okay, that's.
You just kind of nudge someone next to you. She's talking about me.
No,
What
I'm
if
not-
me
I'm not
getting a
gonna let anybody
PhD?
Wait, is this fucking play
Well,
about us?
Yeah, what if me getting a PhD and writing articles and having things published is all just the long game to get more people to follow Elias on TikTok?
You have strange but lofty goals.
So anyway, very, very cool stuff.
So I'm bad at the plan
that-
until I heard TikTok.
that Leah is doing. She is one step closer to taking over the world. So both, or at least the brain, would be proud.
Yay. I'm also up for the student representative of the Disability Issues Caucus for NCA since Lykios brought up autism and disability. So I'm just going to put that out there too.
Hooray for disability rights.
Ew.
By the way, slightly off topic, I read your paper, your presentation. That was amazing. You and I have to
Yay.
sit down sometime because I want to talk about your sources because they sounded fascinating.
Yeah,
Um,
that's one of the ones that I have to get out and published because I keep seeing work where disabled people are criticizing actually like activism organizers for ignoring disabled people as like not a worthy population to do activism with because many disabled people can't do traditional forms of activism. So like I need to get that piece out there. If you don't know what we're talking about, I'm sorry.
Ilea continues to do very, very cool things. And eventually she just does so many cool things that we forget some of the cool things that she does. If you would stop doing cool things, maybe we'd remember all of them.
She
Well,
keeps
if you
saying
want-
these things that she's doing, like all these fancy titles and everything, and I'm just like, I don't know what that is, but it sounds
So
highly
don't
impressive.
forget, don't spend $100 on the hardback copy. I think the paperback may now be out and less money, but if you want to read my chapter, send me a message and I'll send the chapter to you.
Why should we not pay for the book?
Because
Leah
it's
doesn't get money for it
$100.
anyway.
I don't get money for it.
Oh,
And it's $100. I'm not going to ask people to spend $100
And would
when
I be
they're
right? in
when they're
saying
not
none of the
financially supporting me
contributors
through
get
that. And it's more important to me that the work gets out there. So yeah.
So anyway, announcements for me. This December, I will be doing my 10th year of a thing that I call Daily December, where I create a video for every day of the month of December. Last year, I think, was the first year that I actually put out a video every single day. Normally, I'll put like 2 or 3 out in a day when I get backed up. This year, because last year was not nearly traumatic enough for me, I am going to be covering a different song for every day of the month of December. So if you guys want to hear my singing voice 31 times, check out my YouTube channel.
just remembered that I have a thing.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. But yeah, I'm super excited. I'm also I run D&D games normally on Wednesday nights. For the month of December, I'm actually going to be running the Power Rangers RPG because I like to take December off to get my creative juices, recharged. I don't know why I'm recharging my juices, but whatever. So
Just like
Why were your
Gatorade.
juices charged to begin with?
I don't know anymore, but Power Rangers is really fun and I like it. So yeah, cool stuff there. Alex, since we actually have you now, does ZU have any announcements other than the Twilight Princess manga dub and
Wind Waker video just came out, and we're
And
working on a
Wind Waker.
thing that's still happening. So that's the thing that's happening. Keep posting and shit.
I
And
don't
then
think
I
your
have-
crop let anyone see your finger guns.
doesn't look
Just
like
How
gesture
about now?
Just doing
directly in
this
front of your
does
face.
not look
and you
like
will
finger
always see it.
guns.
Sorry, I will vogue instead. Jesus. The other fun thing, I put it on Twitter for myself. I'm working on a whole PowerPoint presentation of why Cats 2019 was terrible. So, and people have said that they would watch it. So maybe I will get a fun, like, I'll maybe record it and put it online somewhere at some point.
I also
But it's on slide 42.
have an announcement about that.
About
Many
cats?
of you know me for my popular live tweeting of the film Cats in 2019, or it might have been 2020 actually. I have been contracted to live tweet this presentation as well about.
Yay!
I
So look forward
cannot
to that.
wait.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm gonna be
That'll happen.
real. Eliza. Wow, where am I?
Lots of chocolate for me too.
We're all a
eh?
little off today.
Oh, you know what? That's true. I have been singing My Fair Lady songs a lot recently, so that's probably it.
Oh,
Nippy
nippy
lovely.
lovely.
Actually, it's Show Me. Ba, 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 ba. It's when she's like, stop talking words. Words suck. Show me.
Yep.
Anyway, so Elias's tweets are the closest I'm ever going to get to watching the Cats 2019 movie.
Are you sure about
Probably
that?
for
You're
the
coming to the
best.
Bay Area. I need a test audience.
You're not
I
going to
won't-
show the movie as part of your presentation, are you? Because that would
It
be
might-
cruel.
It might be a I'm figuring out the format, but it might be a we watch it and then we go into detail of why it didn't
Oh my
work.
god.
Yeah, so I will watch the original filmed stage production, and then we can have a conversation as if I watched the new movie.
I thought you were going to say original film, and I was like, they did it before?
They did,
They
but
did.
not
It's-
stage production
not
in
using
90s.
CG.
Yeah, no,
it was done as the stage production.
Yeah, it was a yeah.
Well, they actually did use some CG to like
Yes,
Mr.
to make it
Mistopheles
more
Oh, yeah,
magical
the
for his
magical.
disappearance. But those are such minor things. They didn't try and make humanoid cats using CG.
They
and
didn't
then
reframe the entire
forget to
show,
CG their hands.
and it didn't make it into the home release.
Oh, that movie.
Because they don't have buttholes.
Yeah.
That movie. The most impressive part was just how often they butchered the music, because the music is the best part of the show. It's not like the plot is amazing.
The
Yeah.
dancing is the best part of that show.
It
Well,
is
they
a
butchered the
show.
dancing too.
I know.
Tell
but I'm
that to the
saying, like,
dancing cockroaches, Jody.
Oh my god, the worst part of that movie. The problem is, and my whole.
Hey, as much as I love torturing ourselves, aren't we almost like are we dying? What's happening? Where are we?
Yes,
in the
inside.
road?
Yes, everyone is dead except for Cass. So congratulations.
That's
I
gonna be the
You
case
missed
one
the
I
day.
didn't die.
No, we're actually in a good place. They were able to stop before the dragon came.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
yeah.
actually, we're not in a good place because we
forgot.
cliffhangered at me going to punch the crystal.
Oh god.
Oh yeah.
Why'd you
So
have to
anyway-
remind him about that?
Because I made a vow to myself I was going to punch the thing.
Why'd you
And
have to
you
So
remind him
anyway-
that you made a vow?
you were true to your word.
Now it is time for us to return to the realms of the wild.
Ba-doom.
Love
The
it.
party have been practicing their speed running skills and have gone to an area that seems both outside the realm of the city and yet intrinsically connected to it. The walls in this area are all translucent, and as they look out from it, they can see the various areas of the city as if they were looking at it from above. While they were exploring this new area, they discovered a large computer full of data of all of the denizens. And while Kess was investigating with the help of Zulta, they discovered that the city had been tracking the suffering of the population. Just before everything went wrong, they discovered that the city was still actively tracking the suffering of people that they hadn't seen. So, the group went to try and end this suffering, ended up getting into a fight with the various machines meant to protect it, and activated something called Protection Protocol. Through teamwork and the amazing awesomeness of 4th edition Dungeons and Dragons, the group was able to fight off the enemies and shut down Protection Protocol before anything truly heinous happened. And now, standing in front of a large crystal that somehow is connected to the denizens of this city, we return.
So you punch it, right?
First, it looks like rewards are coming in for great fairy heals.
Yes.
Good, because we're gonna
Uh,
need it because you punched the thing.
I would also like to point out that the one person who could stop me from punching it is not here today.
Oh, it's always the people who are the voice of reason in some regards that are always.
No,
missing
I
on
don't
the-
You're
think
with-
Darrell's
you're
the
within
voice of
bomb
reason.
range.
She's just within proximity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's absolutely proximity.
So,
I miss her chaos.
Yeah.
really quickly, it's looking like I will read them because they're clever quips. For the bird, because already know it's going to be him who needs it first. Because trends take a great
Bro!
fairy heal.
Oh my god.
And one for the zappy fish, take a great fairy heal. One for the bookworm, because she is likely to save their asses. Take a great fairy heal. And I guess one for the rockman, because he might need it. Take a great fairy heal.
Like, yes, how dare you, but also thank you.
Not just a fairy. heal.
Lykios has
What a
more channel
great
points
fairy.
than me.
This is like Baba Black Sheep.
As a reminder to
333,000 points.
everyone, we are back in Open Legend, so
One for the bird, because I already know he's gonna need it first.
How dare.
One for the zappy fish.
These are these
One
banked
for the
or
bookworm, because she's like
if
Yeah,
you are,
that's-
I believe all of you guys
Zolta?
should be at max health right now.
Or Ilea,
Yeah, 'cause
is
we're
Zolta
switching
just a
back,
really
right?
pretty version of an anglerfish.
Mm-hmm.
So you can all
So-
bank those.
Yeah, okay, I was like, wait, were we not supposed to stack? Because I've already had a great fairy heal, like, just, like, stay.
No, because if Zolta was a pretty anglerfish, she would still then have males that would attach and become part of her body, and
Oh,
no,
that's right.
that's gross.
No, I mean,
Heck
I
is-
just mean in like hunting wise, not. I mean, ew, gross.
Yeah.
Also, all those are from Lykios, by the way. Pierre, take a reroll and maybe a life save for the bird.
Ah,
So, so going back to where we were previously, to kind of fill in Kess on everything.
wait, I think I thought I was here for last game. Was I not?
you were
I just
not?
didn't
You
have a
were
voice.
in
Yeah,
chat.
you were in
you
the
were just
chat,
you were in
but
chat.
you
so
couldn't
you
talk.
saw everything that was going on. So
Yeah.
never mind. I don't have to fill you in.
I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm caught up because I had no voice last.
Thanks for the new reroll token. They're not stopping.
I'm really enjoying this. So for Zulta, because we know she wants to rule them all, I support this since I can't be an artificer anymore. And then this is my favorite message I've seen thus far. Because Elias gets rewarded so rarely, here's a reroll for Kess. And then right for Elias. I really enjoyed that. Apparently so did Kiri. Congratulations,
like,
like
I'm
you
done.
have actually you have actually injured Kiri. So,
Somebody's
going back to
perfume
where we
yesterday
were
injured
just
Kiri.
before we quit last time. Remind me, Zulta, why were you trying to punch the glass itself?
Because at the start of the last episode, I said, I'm a punch it.
Okay.
And I made a promise, and I intend to keep that
Okay, but
promise.
what is Zolta's reason?
I mean, that seems like a Zelda thing to do.
Zolta
No, let's
literally
be
said,
clear.
I'm a
No.
punch it.
Zolta things are I'm a
Punch
life
him.
drain that. I'm gonna order this guy around like he's my waiter.
So if we want to go into deep lore stuff,
Deep
we
lore.
were informed that all of these like lives are being kept in this crystal or whatever I think you
Mhm.
said, and therefore Zolta wants to break the crystal and free lives.
Fantastic.
So let's do it
Aw.
by punching it,
Maybe you want to do something nice for people. No,
but in a way that doesn't look like I'm doing something nice for people.
Yeah, but I know you.
I will say, Lykios, the dragon no longer exists because I had a stat block for it in 4th edition, and I did not create an open legend version of it. So,
Oh,
as much as I
that.
appreciate the reroll token for, I mean, you guys could try and fight the 4th edition version of this,
No.
but it would not be a good fight for you.
No.
4th edition has a lot more hit points.
We're good. We're so good.
So as you all are kind of dealing with this, I would say you would all kind of notice Zulta kind of rushing up to hit this dome that is encircling this large crystal that you all have kind of sort of understood has something to do with the life force of the people that used to inhabit the city. So I will say probably Kess might be the only person, just because of how used you are to reacting to things very, very quickly, like when spelunking and things start breaking. You would notice your fishwife doing something and might have a split second enough to react to it.
Except I'm way back here.
Well, really the only thing you have is your hook shot at this point. So if you want to hook shot your whiff.
What is the likelihood of her punching that being a really bad idea?
Well, last time he said, this is what'll happen if you punch it, and showed us a dragon.
Aruna has attacked the glass, and he did it twice, and each time a monster showed up and started attacking you guys.
God damn it. Okay.
That was technically before the protocol was canceled, but we don't know if that will still happen or not.
I believe in committing to my ideas, even though I know they're bad.
So go ahead and make me a might check.
Fun.
Can I try to stop her?
Sure.
Any advantage or disadvantage?
I'll say just a flat might check for you, and then Kess, if you want to try and stop her, you have to tell me how you want to try and stop her, but you definitely can try.
I'm assuming she's going back to like her brain is not working.
I just got a 30, so good luck.
Shoot ghoul at her.
Okay.
Challenge accepted. I want to try and grab her wrist with the hook shot.
Okay. I will say you'll have disadvantage 2 on that, but go ahead and make like your normally be an agility, but your cast, so it'd be a logic check.
Oh, is it actually disadvantage 2 or is it advantage 2? Weird how that works. Got all these legend points.
A question for the DM.
Sure.
Does the dragon count as a character?
The dragon no longer exists because we're back in Open Legends.
I mean, technically, no.
Because the wording of the reroll says, which character should this apply to? So then I guess technically...
Generally, I will not take reroll tokens for the monsters, because the deck is already stacked super heavily in my favor, due to the fact that I get to design them.
You literally made the deck.
I just haven't rejected it and given him his points back.
I remember a topic of conversation being when we put together the channel point version of this, it'd be like, can Lycaos abuse this in any way?
31.
Why?
So you guys watch as Zulta.
How many rerolls did you use for that?
Her fist, and you could see a little bit of electricity kind of going over her fist, and you see her like muscles tense, and she throws the punch, and then you hear the chung, and Zulta, you feel I almost said the familiar feeling of metal on your wrist. I'm like, I don't know that about her.
You do.
I was going to make that joke. I was going to say, Cass, it's not the bedroom. Cass isn't here.
I need more coffee.
That's what I went to go get.
So, right as your
we miss you
fist
so
is,
much.
right as your fist is about to hit it, you feel the hook shot trigger, and it kind of pulls your arm back to being taut and kind of spins you around a little bit to where you are looking at Cass from about 15 feet away, as she's just kind of holding her hook shot there.
You go, hi, baby.
Let's not. There's probably a better way first. Let's look at it first.
I want to punch it.
I know.
Okay.
I know you want to punch it.
Okay, Compromise. You make sure it's safe to punch it before I punch it.
Yes. If
Okay.
it's safe to punch it, I will let you punch it.
Okay.
I'll let you punch its brains out.
She caved.
It
so
has
quickly.
brains?
Or whatever it has. I don't know. This technology's really uncomfortable and weird. Hey, Bull.
Yes?
I would like to ask Bull, because since I wasn't here last time and we've been fighting things since,
Mhm.
I would like to ask Bull, what the big we need to leave right now was about, and
Yeah.
if there's any information that I should be privy to at this point, because we were just sort of like, let's not die.
Hey, Bull, can we circle back to that grave warning you gave a few seconds ago?
You remember how you were like, oh, we need to get out now, and you were like not even remotely bullified when you did it? Could you elaborate now that we're not in immediate danger?
Bull starts explaining again the idea that despite the fact that technically none of the denizens of this city are all but one of the denizens of this city are no longer alive. They are still active. Their suffering is still actively being tracked, and it takes generally about a day-ish for the city itself to start tracking and cataloging new arrivals to the city. So,
Am I able to see which of the numbered people, because that's not fucking terrifying, is still alive?
you can find that. You'll have to go back to the other computers to do it, because the big ring around the crystal is entirely to do with just the crystal. All the other information is at the computer.
Okay.
It's a little bit to the south.
All right, I'm gonna go look that up then.
Okay.
Please stand by.
But kind of the end result of what Bull was warning you about is if you guys are here long enough to become part of the database, what happened to the people that live here has the possibility of happening to you.
Oh, okay. So we have I guess now less than a day to get the hell out of here. I relate this information to.
Yo,
At-
that's cool.
At
What?
this
Not a
point, you
problem
guys
at
have been
all.
here for
Why?
somewhere between about 6 to 8 hours.
Brilliant. Okay.
Time sure does fly when you're having fun.
We do need to get out of here.
Out of this room?
So who? No, out of this entire building as fast as possible.
Oh. Well, then we should find the wound. We should find the wound.
Am I able to tell which person?
Yes, absolutely. So going back to the computer and kind of bringing stuff up, the number of this person, because this particular person doesn't even have a name listed in their file. They are entirely a number. Their number is 025734.
Are you gonna make me remember that?
No, I typed it into.
I mean, you could write it down.
I typed it into the Twitch chats.
Thank you. Okay. Are they Azora?
They seem to be. There's actually a live feed of them that you can watch if you want.
I would like to, yes.
Oh god, they're a streamer.
So as you kind of bring it up, you see the image of a Zora, and he seems to be kind of like pacing around frantically. His clothing itself seems like kind of a conglomeration, like he's just gone and found different pieces of clothing and has kind of created his own style from it. The creature itself is just kind of pacing around frantically, going, "No, no, no, no! You did it again! You did it again!" And they were close. They were close. They were close. I could see it, and they were going through everything, and now they're gone again, and you're alone. No, no, this is no. It's not your fault this time. It's not. It's not. It was their fault. They looked smart enough. They were seeing through everything. No, I'll figure this out. No, I can figure it out. I can.
Voice familiar.
And the voice sounds somewhat familiar. It sounds similar to the voice that you guys heard. But there's a distinct enough difference that it almost sounds like this person might have been putting on like a character voice or something for it. But he seems incredibly distraught. And the few times you do get to see his face, like you can see panic and fear, and you can see the remnants of tears and things like that.
They're the tears of his kingdom.
Yes, very much so.
The data, like, I know it's still tracking the data of suffering. Is it tracking just his now? Or is it somehow tracking suffering of people who are no longer alive?
It is currently tracking the suffering of people that theoretically they're all listed as deceased in the database, but they are giving off active suffering information.
Great.
As of right now.
So, can I see any of their
giving
feeds?
data.
None of them have feeds. They're simply a collection of numbers that keeps getting updated.
Is there anything I can tell from this data or the data around the ring or around the crystal? Like,
from what you can
sort
tell,
of extrapolating. Yeah, what?
From what you can tell, the data for everyone but this one creature is coming entirely from the crystal.
How much power readings, I guess, are coming from the crystal?
What by
Like,
power
if-
rangers, like
If Zolta, like, from what I can tell, if Zolta punches this and manages to, like, break it open, is it like, I don't know, breaching a nuclear reactor?
go ahead and make me a logic check with advantage 1.
Kess thinks back to the last nuclear reactor she dealt with.
Look, and I'm gonna actually add an extra one to this because this is my fish wife on the line.
Yeah, also the Zolta part of me goes, punching a nuclear reactor sounds like a great idea.
No,
How would you know? Okay.
24. Is that enough? Because if not, I'm re-rolling that Deutsch.
I don't know if he's supposed to tell you if that's enough.
I don't think he's supposed to tell. I don't necessarily think that you have to, like, I don't know.
It's not an incredibly
Alright, I'm gonna re-roll that.
difficult thing, or no, it's
Oh,
not
is
an
it not?
incredibly difficult thing for you
Okay.
to figure out.
Alright,
24 is
okay.
good enough.
All right. I don't know. I normally roll like 4.
It's labeled nuclear reactor. Don't
So-
punch.
Looking into all of this, it seems like the dome is 100% there to protect the crystal itself. But the crystal itself needs protection not because it is dangerous or explosive or anything like that. It needs protection because it is fragile. And damaging the crystal in any way would, according to what you're finding here, the justification is damaging the crystal in any way would throw off data readings and might cause loss of data. Translating that to the fact that these are life forces, effectively. It sounds like if you damage the crystal, you hurt whatever form
The
of these
experiment.
people still exist.
Based on what I know from, like, I don't know, spelunking in ancient Sheikah temples, does that seem like Would I potentially? I'm just really looking for a guidance on world logic and spirituality because I'm not entirely sure. In world what this would be. Does it seem like souls are basically trapped in there and cannot move on?
What it
Or-
see?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Or I was gonna say, or is it more like there is a possibility their consciousness is still existing, but it's still in a state of constant suffering? Fuck. This is worse
From what
than the
you can
trolley
tell,
problem.
Especially with so going a little bit into your backstory and specifically kind of one of the motivators for your kind of love of Shikatek. Shikatek and the Sheikah in general have been demonized because of just how evil and horrible and destructive that they are, according to the population. However,
World racism.
everything that you found was they had an extremely high regard for life. Again, millennia ago, the entire race were guardians of the royal family. They were very much about sacrifice and protection of other people. It was a very noble race. So everything that they did always had this purpose of protection and the sanctity of life. Everything you read here is almost a perversion of that kind of idea. And as far as you can tell, these people have somehow artificially become effectively immortal, but caused to just continue to experience suffering.
Okay. Thank you. So I'm gonna relay my findings
Okay.
to everyone.
That's a
And then
lot to
look at-
take in.
And then look
Yep.
at Zolta and say, not only do I support you in punching it, I would recommend let's use the Trifork.
Oh my god.
I will
Oh,
also
God.
mention that you found out that the dome itself does have various things that measure its integrity, and every time its integrity is damaged, it will call something to try and protect it. So you are aware of that fact, but you also know how to turn that off.
Iruna
Oh,
raises
fantastic.
his
Can I turn
hand.
that off?
Sure.
Oh, can I just turn off the shield?
I think it's a physical.
what-
It's a physical
Like the
class,
dome.
right?
The dome. There normally yes. The dome itself is designed to retract, very similar to the shields that were coming up during the skills challenge. However, because it has been impacted multiple times, that particular function is no longer working.
No worries. What is the current integrity of this shield?
About 78%. Aruna hit it hard.
Iruna is
wait a
also
minute.
raising his hand at this point.
Yes, Aruna, the Goron in the front. What? Yes.
Thank you. It sounds like if you want to hit, destroy the crystal, we could. But maybe if the crystal is housing a lot of tortured Zora souls, hitting it with the Trifork specifically, which we know can, open, like rifts to other realms and stuff.
Oh, that's a good
Seems
point.
like it would be a bad idea about unleashing tortured Zora souls that don't know reality from unreality into all the realms or something like that. Seems could be complicated.
Elias, or not Elias.
Who's
Aruna,
that?
You make a very good point. You make
Okay.
a very good point. Sorry, that was an emotional response of what this all is.
So I can't use the Trifork?
It might be
What
a
about
bad
the laser
idea.
pointer?
Do you want to use the laser pointer?
Yeah, I would use the laser pointer in
Slowly
a while.
burn a hole in the crystal.
As you can see,
Ilea, use the laser pointer to burn a hole, which will and then you can punch the hole, because then you have a weak point to shatter it.
Let me know if you
counter
need a bomb.
argument, laser pointer to make a circle that I
Oh,
then
alright.
punch.
All right.
listen, the finer points of how you use the laser pointer to then do the punch is perfect either way.
Yay! Laser pointer.
Go
Um,
save some souls, babe.
So, due to the fact that with enough time, there's really no chance that you won't fail this, I'm not going to have you roll for it.
I won't fail this.
I mean that you won't succeed.
You cannot fail this.
Okay, that was initially worded as it's inevitable to fail.
How much time did we have left again? Or I guess it doesn't matter if we're destroying the system, right?
Where is
Yeah.
my laser pointer?
You guys had roughly about 16 hours before you would effectively be logged by the system. Though to
We're
be
too
perfectly
happy
honest,
to have our suffering logged. No.
you guys don't know the mechanism that caused the Zora to turn into this crystal. So all you know is you have 24 hours before you're on the books.
Yep. So we
Or
still want to get out of here.
16 hours at this point.
No dawdling. Just
So yeah, you guys watch as Ilea, as she's done, or Zulta, as she's done quite a few times before, she kind of focuses her innate electrical abilities into what has been dubbed the laser pointer, and basically uses it as a cutting torch, and is able to create a pretty big hole that she then punches and shatters. And
I punched it.
yeah. you
as
did.
soon as the dome integrity is broken, you all kind of feel this wave of almost like static electricity, like your skin kind of tingles for a little bit, and
Aw. It's like
the
snuggling Zulta.
the whole room itself feels heavier. Like you guys just instantly, your moods feel a little bit worse. Some of you start kind of having very quick, kind of like rapid flashbacks to periods of your life that are either painful or you have strong regret about, or have very strong feelings of embarrassment or other just negative experiences.
I forgot about that bomb.
Bomb.
An emotional
So,
bomb or a real bomb?
I don't want to talk about it.
It's a oh.
Aw.
Cool recalls Vista. Yeah. So, yeah, now
Never
that
again.
it is no
Never
longer
again,
being
little friend.
entirely contained by this, you guys can kind of feel some of the kind of residual suffering affecting you all.
But the crystal's still intact.
Yeah, you guys haven't touched the crystal yet. I will say, Kess, you, with a combination of you and Bull, you would understand that experiencing this energy field is relatively detrimental to all of you for a prolonged period of time. You think you probably don't have more than maybe about half an hour to an hour before kind of permanent psychological damage will happen.
Great.
Oh,
Cool. What is the current parameters of this field? Has it just essentially like filled the entire?
It's radiating from the crystal itself.
Okay. Let's shatter that freaking crystal and get out of here. Holy crap.
I will mention one other thing. When you were watching the live feed of the one living soul, there was also a very large thing in the room that he was in that was kind of pulsing that you guys would recognize as a wound.
Ah, so we gotta find him. All right. Am I able to see where his feed is being broadcast from?
Yeah.
Is there a
Again,
map?
you can effectively see the entire city, and so you can actually
Fantastic.
see his room is technically below where you guys are, a few floors. So you can't physically see him right now, but if you go to the edge of the platform and kind of look down, he's straight down from you guys.
Okay.
Wait, we can see the room below us if we look down?
How?
Yeah, you have to get up. You
How
can't see
far
through the
down?
platform. Probably another 15 to 20 floors.
Dang it. If only my hook shot was longer. No.
If only one of us could fly.
Iruna begins
Hey!
thinking.
Ah,
Okay,
Here.
but he would have to fly in space.
That's,
Yeah.
that's,
Can I
Which-
fly
We've
in
already
space?
seen things immediately frost over as soon as they enter that void.
Oh, fair. Okay.
Worth it.
Oh,
Well,
What-
worth it.
logically,
And this
what
is
would
how I exit the show. Thank you, everybody.
logically what would happen if we removed the crystal and like broke it while it was in space?
You have nothing to base that assessment on. You've no idea.
All right. All right. All right.
To be perfectly honest, you haven't really explored the kind of space area yet. So you have less information about space than you do the crystal,
know, but
and
I
you've
got
got very
half
little
an
about the
hour.
crystal.
I threw a bunch of bombs into it. They still exploded.
No,
How big is the crystal?
big. Probably about 20 foot on a side, a regular shape,
Okay.
but like it fits a like 20 by 20 foot square.
I'm gonna probably
cube.
regret this or something, but like, let's just break the fucking crystal. I want to free these poor people. I don't know what else to do.
Well, if you want to interact with the ring itself, which would just be a logic check for you and whoever else wants to do it, you can try and see if there is a way designed to deal with this crystal built into the system itself.
Oh yeah, if there's any way to like lower the frickin' static field or energy field, that'd be great.
So make me a logic check. If anyone wants to help her out, she can get.
I can assist.
I'm not logical. I'm emotional.
But you are a Zolta, not Zolta.
I
you're
am a
He is a
Zolta.
Zolta.
Zora. If you want to lend, you can like. be
I
like,
I would yes. I'm decent in learning. Can I lend what I've learned about my culture over time?
I'll say whomever aids you just gives you an advantage 1.
Great.
Yeah.
I aid.
I've got
Okay.
2. You wanna help me out more, Rita?
What do you need help with? Sorry, I was thinking
trying-
about how we could jettison the crystal into space with a bomb launched inside it and then remote detonate it.
Yeah, that also would be cool, but I don't know how we'd manage that. So I'm trying to see if I can understand anything from the actual data they've put here. If maybe we can reduce this really upsetting field that's kind of making us all feel really sad. We'll probably do some damage that even therapy and maybe mushrooms can't even heal. If we stay longer than half
Well, we
an
could
hour.
put the bomb inside and then put the shield back up. But yeah, let's sit and figure this out.
All right,
So
boom.
logic check
25.
advantage 3.
25. I'm re-rolling that bitch.
Oh
I've
god.
got 3 re-rolls. And I got 2 ones on that. I refuse.
Tell us you're spoiled about our custom legend point system without telling us.
To be fair, not a single die exploded. So
Oh, that's so terrible.
I mean,
So
that's
higher
the whole
than
point of
any
open
sorry.
legend
than I
is
would roll.
exploding
I'm
dice.
sorry. How much has those legend points and those good rolls saved your ass?
Many times.
By the
So
way,
maybe don't diss it.
Imp, just let me know when you're done.
39.
39. Okay.
Why did that go just to the GM? That's weird.
if anyone would like to send me 2 more legend points, I would love them forever.
Oh my god. You already hit your goal, and because you used a couple, you want to get back?
I only hit the goal because we managed to take over being the DM in that special episode and gave everyone 100 legend points. And then Jody let us keep them with certain parameters. So that doesn't count as the real
Oh
Oh,
my
goal.
I
goodness.
still have that.
1.
I still do as well.
2, 3, 4.
So 1,
Oh,
2,
yay.
3, 4, 5 legend points to
Ba-doom.
Kess from Imp.
Thank you, Imp.
All right, so with a 39, you start kind of delving more into this, and you discover the tracking of specifically the suffering has an actual purpose beyond just seeing how much people can suffer. The wound is fueled by the suffering of these people, and
They're
so
feeding the wound?
Mhm.
Yeah, that tracks.
the reason that it is not only still existing but getting stronger is because they are directly linked to the wound itself.
Cool. So we're definitely not healing that wound until we deal with this first.
Irina
Is there
starts to
any way
prepare
to
a
like?
bomb.
Is there any way to remove the field? Like, what is creating the field? Because I'm assuming that they're causing the suffering. It's not like this suffering's happening organically.
The suffering is happening entirely because they should be dead and they are not.
Okay.
You know, the fact that they have not just artificially increased their life, but they have artificially increased their life at the point of highest suffering for them. So they basically are just reliving the worst moment of their life in perpetuity.
These people so much.
You said the crystal's weak.
Yeah, no, I get that. Hey, Vool, do you feel like we have gathered a sufficient amount of information from this piece of technology?
Poole says no. There are literal whatever is like 3 stages above a terabyte
No,
of
I
information
mean-
that he hasn't gotten yet.
It's a weird way to put that.
Poole has effectively told you that he could spend the next 100 years studying all the stuff they have here and would not be done analyzing.
I'm sorry, buddy. We're gonna have to stop this project because I have deemed it incredibly unethical.
It's the plot of
let's
every
get
sci-fi
everybody
episode.
to move back. Aruna, would
What?
you like to fill the remainder of that stupid dome with as many bombs as you possibly would like to?
We still
I don't
feel
want to just
like
destroy this
generally
crystal.
sad, right?
Yes.
It'll
Okay.
make you feel better, buddy. won't
Is
it? Like a good bomb. Yeah.
Irina is just like, oh yeah, and then as he's loading all the empty space between the dome and the crystal, he starts to just get very solemn, and you see, especially as he finishes up, a single tear form from his eye as some of you just hear him mutter to himself, "This is for the bomb that never exploded."
Oh!
Why does my heart feel sad about
Jesus Christ, Elias. What the fuck?
Okay, it's ready.
All right, everybody, please.
We
back
should
up.
probably get back to the entrance of the room for this.
Yeah, let's do that.
I would like to say the last words before it explodes.
I would say, Aruna,
I'm
with
just
your
gonna-
knowledge of explosions, if you actually filled up the entire dome with this, you would know this entire room will not exist when this is done.
When I said room, sorry, I meant like
Yeah.
the entrance to Out of Bounds.
Okay, I was about to say,
like all the way back.
Out of Bounds is not going to be here anymore.
All the fuck out of here.
You guys remember that door that Cass made somehow? Yeah, let's go back to that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, everyone just like come here and here.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Zolta. What were you saying?
Is there a way for the living dude to hear me? Can we make that happen, Cass?
I think he's gonna hear the explosion.
I just want him to hear me first.
Oh, sure. Hang on, babe. I'm just gonna like attach the hook shot to like your belt just to make sure that like you're not going to fall. I'm like, just lean over the side. You should be good.
There's a public PA system he's been using that you guys have access to.
Okay, thank you for that information. Never mind. I'm just gonna be like, doot.
Just dip your head into space
And
really quick
you're
and
on.
yell down.
And you're on with Zolta.
What Zolta says cannot be repeated on air. It is very dark, very mean to him, and very threatening, and ends with, "Let my people go."
Let my people
incredibly
go.
biblical.
I am Zora Moses.
If Zora Moses used punching
Steven Sword
and
somewhere is
bombs.
going, whom?
With this staff, perform my miracle.
Actually, yes, I'm going to take out.
Whoosh.
I'm going to take out the Trifork.
Nope.
Oh my god.
We're not
Oh,
using
God.
the Trifork.
I'm not
Wait,
using
don't,
the
don't,
Trifork.
Okay.
I'm just going to pretend like it's my staff. I'm having a great time.
I love it.
As the bombs
Prince
explode,
of
and
Egypt
basically
is a
part Lake
brilliant
Hylia like
movie,
it's the
by the
Red
way.
Sea.
Okay,
Yes.
so we're all back by the door,
Okay.
and when we were like confident that we were safe, just like, all right, Aruna, light it up.
I light the wick
Longest
trail
wick
that
in
I have
history.
left.
You guys see him go, and then you hear this.
And it's a little anticlimactic because we have to wait for like 30 seconds.
Under
you just
her
watch
breath.
it keep going. Boom,
Zolta
boom,
is singing,
ka-doom,
there
doom,
can
doom.
be miracles when you
When you
believe.
believe.
That is
Diana
from-
Ross shows up for some odd reason.
That is from the Prince of Egypt, right?
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
I almost
It was the
crashed audition.
Grammy-nominated song from it.
Many nights we've prayed. I have a
That
Prince of
whole
Egypt,
soundtrack is insane.
piano and vocal book, so I know all the songs.
Fun fact: I almost crashed that audition when it was at TheaterWorks.
Well, why didn't you? Because my aunt was part of that. Yeah, she was part of I think she did the costume design stuff and
What?
helped everything with that.
Oh shit!
and
I didn't
so I
know
went
you
and
back
saw
then.
it. No, you didn't.
Prince of Egypt, as in the animated feature film.
They made a
staged it.
music. They staged
Oh.
it
They
in
staged
at
it into a
TheaterWorks
musical,
Silicon Valley,
so
and
that
then
it
went
was
to the West
something.
End.
Yeah, and they originally staged it for the purpose of high schools being able to perform it.
Mhm.
But yeah, it went further and is now an official musical.
It went to the West End, but it premiered at TheaterWorks Silicon Valley.
Yep.
Very cool.
So
I
I saw
really,
it before it was cool.
I just really
Yes, sir.
enjoy the singing voice of Jethro, which I can't remember the dude's name, but he's Broadway royalty. He's a baritone. He's my hero, and it's also really cool. If anyone's wondering, I'm just trying to buy some time until.
I'll say the wick, lighting kind of takes this long because it's
Yeah.
the entire length of the. Guys, I don't know how much wick I have after this.
Thread of the tapestry, though its own color brightly shines, can never see its place as a part of the grand design.
All right, so what happened?
Well,
We had an
saying,
entire
through
conversation
heaven's
while the
eyes.
wick has been lighting up and burning
Yeah,
because we
I
got
am
Stalin
very
waiting
really
to
excited
come
wants
back.
you to
That's-
remember about the tech scraps.
They're about to be gone.
I know.
Look, here's gonna be a very clear point of how Kestra's moral compass actually goes. Those things became meaningless.
Yay.
I mean, some of the scraps might still be floating in space after that. You never know.
They might. It's fine. Whatever.
I don't know how much we'll be able to access this void after this, but
Hopefully, it's not remember me.
So as it finally goes in, Aruna kind of sensing just how epic this is probably the largest explosion you have ever created.
Aw, take
and-
a picture.
You also realize that kind of like a nuclear explosion, if you look at the flash, bad things are going to happen. So you kind of encourage everyone, hey, maybe look away when it goes boom.
as I look away, I take out the sunglasses I've been saving for a special occasion.
I
Ah!
Put them
Kes
on.
just brings down her goggles.
Zolta just does a slow-mo walk in the opposite direction of the explosion.
I also have sunglasses for this exact moment. That's crazy because one of his disguises Peter has, and then he plays the accordion to epic music.
So you guys watch as the wick goes in.
Fool, quickly record
nothing-
this.
Nothing
And
happens for
nothing.
a second. And then and your vision is filled with nothing but white for a few moments. Zulta, since you were the only one not looking, you can see the room that you are in, which is the block puzzle room, just lights up as if every light in existence had just been turned on at this is the same time. And even not looking at it, you kind of have to squint your eyes a little bit because of how bright it gets. The rest of you guys, all you see is white for a bit.
Though we will need Shax's permission, headcanon, Arel used shadows to create shades.
It sounds like that sounds like a Chex thing, or an Arel thing to do. Um, uh, for a couple minutes afterwards, the three of you that actually looked at the explosion, you see nothing but purple.
Cool.
Zulta, you can see perfectly, fine.
Can
But you guys
Zulta-
have kind of like after image for a while.
Is Zolta also able to see if the explosion took out the Korok that was hanging out at the entrance?
Oh, I forgot about
Oh no.
the Korok wasn't there when you came back.
Okay, great.
Okay.
She may be somewhere else in the city. You're not 100% sure. She might have gotten tired of waiting for you guys. You're not. You don't know. Sorry, Zoe J. Shortly after the explosion, you guys feel the room that you're in drop about 10 feet.
Huh.
Nah.
And all of you, like, your stomach is in the back of your throat. Like, you all feel the entire room drop. You can see things get kind of wonky. I will say, while you guys were in there, you were able to kind of plot a path to where he was without too much difficulty. You're not 100% certain how much of that path still exists now. But you now have an endpoint that you're looking for, whereas before you were just kind of randomly going around the city. And when you look back to look at the door, there is no longer a door in that wall. The wall itself has gone back to its solid state.
How do we feel? Do we still feel that energy?
Once you got out of the room, it wasn't like an instantaneous you feel better, but you stopped feeling worse as soon as you got out of the room. And you would assume that, like any other traumatic experience, it's going to take time for your body to kind of adjust to not being in it anymore.
So we can't even see that thing, so we don't actually know if the crystal...
Oh, it's gone.
Okay. Alright, let's go find the motherfucker who's been doing all this to these people. I have some words. Well, 2 words. The second one is you.
What's the first one?
I
Use
can't
your
say it
imagination.
right now.
Hello, you.
I don't know what I was expecting to hear, but okay.
So,
You're right, I should have saved that for when we...
Because you guys basically found the map and the compass.
2 chests right next to each other. Dungeon map.
Yeah,
compass.
it's weird. And you
Somehow
have the
it
master
worked
key
in
too.
Somehow it worked out in our favor. Wild.
I'll say you can effectively avoid the rest of the kind of puzzles and things that were set up for you. And you're able to get down to kind of the lowest level, and just like every other to the time you guys have gotten close to a wound, you feel that kind of same basic feeling of like that feeling of sickness in the pit of your stomach and kind of the acidic taste in the back of your throat. But for whatever reason, this time it feels significantly less pronounced. Like you notice it, but compared to the other 2 wounds that you guys have dealt with, like this is remarkably mild.
We nerfed the boss.
Does it look
Oh,
different
yeah.
than how it did in the feed?
You're not in the room yet. You guys are basically at the door before the room.
Oh, so like feeling wise.
Yeah, feeling wise, you can feel it through the walls, which has always been true about these things. Is as soon as you get near them, you start feeling bad. But yeah, there's a remarkably enough, the door to the place that you want to go is not like a big double door or anything. It looks almost like a supply closet entrance. Like it's a small, unassuming door.
We good? We good? We're going in, right? This is.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
So as you go in, the first thing that you notice is the room itself is colder than the room that you guys are currently in. So you get this kind of blast of cold air that comes at you. As you come in, you see the figure that you saw on the feed, and he kind of looks up and "You're back. You're back. You're here. You're here. You did it. You did it."
I
Quick
would
question.
like to pin him to the wall
Wait.
with my hook shot.
Quick question. I look around the room. Do I see a dark cloak?
Dark cloak.
Remember who brought us through all of these things?
Oh
that
yes,
we glanced?
you do not currently see any sort
Okay.
of dark cloak.
So
as you go ahead and make an attack roll for your hook shot.
Okay, it's just a grapple. I don't want to hurt him. I just want to like you stay there.
As she starts to release the hook shot, I say, "Hello, you." Oh.
I would like to be
Aruna.
intimidating to freeze him so that
if
there's
I manage
advantage on
this,
the
what I
grapple.
would like to say is, "Hello, fuck you."
Oh, that was 3 words.
I know. I'm sorry. I was upset. I realized I should at least start with a greeting. I'm taking
Who
it-
woods? Amscray!
Where's my?
Anyway, so I'm trying to be intimidating to distract him to give advantage to Cass's grappling.
Sure, take advantage
Okay.
too, Kess.
I'm gonna also add one of the ones that I got from my lovely friend in. Ba-doop, ba-doop, boop. 34.
Is this still just to DM?
So you
Why? Why is it doing that?
Look at. There should be something to change.
on your character sheet, there should be an option to make your rolls
Public. There we go. I don't know how that got cooked. I don't know how that got clicked. That's so weird. Okay.
It happens. So as you throw him against the wall, you see like the air get knocked down, and he goes, "What are you doing?"
What are you doing? Why the puzzles? Why the trapped people? What the frick are you doing feeding this thing?
Zolta's going to find somewhere to sit where she can put her
You
elbows
see
on her
him
knees.
just looking completely perplexed. "The trapped people? What are you talking about?"
It was your voice over the PA.
Yes, that was me. You're so smart. You figured out all the puzzles. I had to
Making
do
us
that
Go. Why? Why did you have to do that?
because if I didn't, they would get to you. See, they've been here the entire time. They've been here the entire time, and every time I met a new friend, well, they didn't believe me. They didn't believe me that they were doing this to them, and they were just too stupid to figure it out. And so every single time they would and then they would leave, and it'd be only me. And so I realized only smart people like me, like you, only we could see through what they were doing. So I wouldn't let you into the city unless you were smart enough to see through it.
Okay.
So see, you made it. You've done it.
Let's close the
Can
wound.
I get off the wall?
Nope. Let's close the wound.
Okay.
Wait, no. You mustn't do that. You mustn't do that.
Yes, we must.
No, please don't do that.
Close the wound.
You don't know.
Why not?
I do know.
I don't want to go back.
Go back where?
You don't know what it's been like. I mean, I was just. But when it came, it changed me. Because before I was here and I would clean up everything, and that's all I did. But I was good at it. I was very, very good at it. But no one listened to me, and I understand why. I really wasn't that. But then it happened. and everything in the city changed. And them, they started going away, and they just started watching all the time, watching everything. But me, everyone else was just dumb. But
There's
more I
not a
was
city
here-
anymore.
I
It's
know.
just you.
I know.
You can leave this place.
No, I can't. I
You
can't.
can. Why?
No. Because if I go, I go back, and I don't want to do that.
You
You
wanna
don't. You
stay
don't know what
here.
it's like. I mean,
Okay. You know
You
what?
could
I don't
just
have
go
the
somewhere
compassion or the
else.
patience for this right now. I'm gonna be honest, because I just saw a bunch of endless suffering being trapped inside this crystal.
what?
People, they didn't go away. They were trapped here. They died, and their souls were kept here and prolonged to suffer forever.
I don't think he did that.
No,
Yeah, that's what happened.
no, 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 no. They went away. They said they were taking them away, and they were going to get help.
Nope.
No, I knew they were lying. I knew it. I knew it. No, 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 no.
I think
no,
they
no.
are also possibly gone at this point.
Maybe.
No one was running the control room. It hadn't been updated for a decade.
How come they didn't take you with them?
I think he's part of the experiment.
They couldn't trick me. They couldn't. They tried. They said that I was unwell. They said that I was sick, and they were gonna fix me. But I saw through it. I saw through it. I knew it, and so I hid. I hid in the one place they didn't think to look for me. See, and he points to the wound. They didn't want to do anything.
So you hid in this room or in that?
In the room, you don't go in that.
Yeah. No, that's
You do.
good.
We
They
can.
tried.
We've been in that.
Well, to heal the wound.
Okay.
No,
Brings
no,
out the
no,
Trifork.
no, please, please, please.
It is literally tearing apart reality. We have healed countless like it. This is
Channels
not
electrical
good for the
power
world.
through it.
We understand that it's you feel safe here, and that you do not want to go back to where you came from. But there are other safe places that are away
It's-
from where you came from that you could go to after this.
Yeah.
Also
It's
be
not
willing to.
a location. It's who I was.
Who were you?
It's nothing. I
Well,
was nobody. I knew nothing. I couldn't understand anything, and this opened my mind.
now
I
that
understand things.
it's opened, you can be something instead of nothing.
Can't actually go back in time, trust me.
It'll all go
Yeah.
away. It'll all go away.
I think if you don't let it go away, it won't. Not physical, like this has to go away over here, but everything you've become since then doesn't have to go away.
And how do you know that? Huh?
Well,
I've been here for years.
okay.
I studied. I know. I'm not stupid anymore. You can't
And
say
yet
that about me.
somehow,
I
we
don't
weren't
think
saying you were
anybody said
stupid,
that,
but we
no.
are saying that we didn't. We've been here 8 hours, and we understood it well enough to get to you. So maybe we might know what we're talking about.
Emphasis on maybe.
Aruna.
So I'm channeling electricity through the Trifork.
Okay.
I think she's gonna need assistance at some
Oh, yeah.
What
point.
to say? The way the Triforce works, you need someone to travel.
I will
Can you
channel
guys-
power, courage, and wisdom.
I
Can
will-
you guys
I
go
will-
help? Because I don't want
I
to
will
move
assist.
from this guy
I
right
will
now. I
assist.
want to
Oh,
keep
sure.
him pinned in case he launches himself or tries to stop this.
Yeah.
Being like-
Sure. I will, along with Pierre, go to handle the Trifork for the first time in a while that they've let me do so.
Okay. So let's start with We're going to start with Zulta since you had it first. Again, each of you needs to, or somebody needs to channel power, someone needs to channel courage, someone needs to channel wisdom. Zulta, which of those 3 abilities are you going to?
Since Kess is not able to help, Zolta's not thinking about this, but I'm thinking about this. Aruna is the most likely to succeed on wisdom between the 3 of us.
I figured
Um,
Zolta wouldn't be thinking about that.
Yeah, that is not Zolta's opinion. Zolta's not worried about that. She's just, I am powerful, and channels her innate power of electricity through the Trifork.
Okay.
So figure out courage, Pierre.
Oh, I was like,
So-
wait. So what are you choosing? Wisdom? Okay.
So you're
I'm power.
so you're doing power. Okay. Go ahead, and if you're doing it through your inborn lightning, go ahead and make me an energy roll.
I will once I make this move.
I'm trying to remember what realm I'm even from. I think I'm from the.
I'm gonna re-roll.
You're from the wisdom realm,
That's
you're
what I
from
thought.
the
I'm
wisdom
like,
realm.
and I'm
So
from the
should I
courage
get-
realm.
so should I go wisdom because it's from where I'm from?
Well, I'm sure you'll figure it out by the time this rolls over.
All right, that's a lot better. I got a 19.
Okay. As you kind of start to focus on channeling power into to it, you feel the energy being transferred, but you don't feel a massive change in the Trifork itself.
Hmm.
We'll
This
go.
has gotta be a
Aruna has already
massive-
mentioned
Massive
that
blow to
he's
Zolta's
gonna
Yeah.
be here. So, Aruna, what element are you going to attempt to channel?
I don't know if you can help me with this, but the reason I was banned from future Trifork usage was because I tried to do this and was the only one who failed spectacularly. I'm trying to remember which one I chose and failed at, because I would like to choose the other one.
I don't remember either.
I'm pretty sure I was third, so I had one choice left to me. I'm guessing it might have been courage.
It might have been. You're talking about something that was
This was
well
years ago.
over.
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going on 2 years ago at this point.
I don't even remember like how to do courage.
So
Honestly, same.
I think I've done it before.
the thing is, it was like a month or so ago in game time or something. So
We are,
I
however, getting close to time, and I know we have a hard out with Alex.
Yep.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'll remember that I failed at courage last time and go for wisdom.
Okay. So I'm going to have you go ahead and I'll let you choose learning or logic.
Oh, great. Yeah, I'll do that. Oh, that's considerably better. Okay. $38 on wisdom, or on logic, excuse me.
So, as you place your hand on Zulta's, you feel kind of energy flowing through you, and you watch as the blue tine starts to glow and surge with power. Pierre?
Well, I guess I'm doing courage.
Okay.
Who could be more courageous than the guy who knows he's probably gonna die but charges in anyway?
Yeah!
Go ahead and make me a presence roll.
Presence,
not
pre-science.
pre-science.
Damn it.
While this is happening, I'm annoyed that it seems to be working for Aruna, and Zolta is going to be like, God damn it, work! And put a second hand on the Trifork.
I don't know if I feel good with this roll. I'm gonna.
You
use
don't,
reroll
because a
token.
19 failed for me.
Hey, you guys have reroll tokens. I'm just gonna.
I'm gonna use a reroll token.
Yeah, I definitely
here.
used one for that.
And you know what? I'm gonna use 2 legend points on this roll.
Yes. Because I'm talking to them and I'm just being like, remember, we're saving people's
Okay.
lives.
Okay, I'll take this one. 24.
Okay. So as you focus there and focus on kind of the courage that you've used to get you through battle, get you through a lot of different things, you slowly see the green tine start to glow.
Okay.
As all 3 of you focus on this, you see a beam of multicolored light hit the wound itself. You feel kind of waves of like sickness and agony just kind of pouring out from it. You can see the other figure in the room is has kind of resigned himself and is now just kind of in a corner, slowly kind of sobbing to himself.
I mean, he's still kind of pinned against the wall. I didn't let him go.
Well, I mean, he's stopped struggling against that and has kind of resigned himself. As you guys see kind of these waves keep going, you start feeling it build up on yourselves over and over again. Your heads start to hurt, your stomachs start to drop, and suddenly there is this massive wave that blows all of you back and the lights go out. For a brief moment, it's almost as if nothing exists.
Back in space.
Marco.
1 is the loneliest number.
Just a very quiet
In the distance,
Marco.
you just hear space.
As,
You hear a theremin playing for some reason.
I'll do it this way.
Boom, lights.
Aruna, you were the first to come to your senses. As you look around, you are no longer in the Zora City. Looking around, you see the sky itself is blood red. Around you, everywhere, is malice. In front of you, you can see the spires of Hyrule Castle. One of them has broken and is in mid-flight, but is stopped in the middle of the air. As you all look around, you realize that you're in Hyrule Field, but you've never seen it like this. You can see countless guardians, some mid-shot, fighting what seems to be an army composed of Rito, Zora, Hylians, and Gerudo. You can see Yiga clan fighting with them and Sheikah fighting back against the Yiga. But all of it seems to be stopped in time. And that is where we are going to end it for today. As always, if you enjoyed this, we do have all the episodes right here on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Zelda Universe TV. We are getting close to the culmination of this story, folks.
Couldn't tell.
So I hope you guys are all ready.
No.
All the players, you can level up characters.
Oh, we leveled
Level
up.
9. Oh boy.
Oh fuck.
Finally can use the things that I have listed that say don't use yet.
I appreciate Imp's addition to your vision, by the way.
I gotta
Let's remember to tell Chax to level up Burrell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Shax, level up Burrell.
No, come on.
Otherwise, again, that is going to be all for today, and I will see you guys next time. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.